Let's go.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to introduce our new podcast, All Pro Respect the Game podcast. I'm your host, Jody Football Coleman. We got my man Stacy Smith over there. We got our very special guest, Ray Wilson, former DB of the New Orleans Saints and the Green Bay Packers, and he's a proud New Mexico alum. Hey,
Yep.
what's good, man?
What's going on, fellas? What's going on? What's going on?
Another day without a dollar. I should tell y'all before we start. Me and Ray grew up together. His mom used to chase me home when I was acting out. The great one. I'll never forget her.
Yeah.
He's the
Yes, sir.
football family. He comes from a football family, and I am just proud to have grown and known him all my life.
All right. All right. Yes, sir.
Hey, it's an honor for me to have you on here, man. I know y'all grew up together down in Florida. You know, I'm an Ohio boy, man, so I don't know
Oh,
nothing about
wow.
that sunshine y'all got down there.
Oh, sunshine, that beach, baby. Come on with it.
Oh yeah,
Oh, come
Hey,
on.
tell it.
you know we breed offensive linemen up here, man. So
Yes, sir. Big boys.
hey, y'all got
We
all the
got
speed. Y'all got
speed
all the
demons.
speed. We got all the
Yeah,
offensive linemen to block for y'all. So.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
absolutely.
But hey,
So,
Stacy, if I may, I want to jump right in here with Ray, man. You played at New Mexico, and you were drafted in 1994. And
Mhm.
from that time to now, you watching the game, being a pro athlete. What has changed between '94 and now? What you're seeing in the NFL right now?
Well, one of the things I think has changed, the guys are different today. I hate to say it. I mean, guys back then were a little bit more rougher. Even if you look like basketball, like guys in Jordan time and guys today, it's a different game. And I see guys like sometimes see guys get hurt and like, man, back in the day, we would have sucked that up, moved on. But the guys a little bit. I don't want to say softer, but I guess they are a little softer today. We were back in those days, man. We were it was all out, bro, like cavemen out there. You know what I mean? So, and I think some of the things they changed for the better. You know what I mean? Some of the guys, a lot of guys getting hurt and stuff, and I think some of those I see a hit now, like, oh, that does look kind of crazy. you know.
yeah,
So, but anyway, things that people are different, more money and all that kind of stuff. So it's a marketing game. It's a game. I mean, it's a game. It's a business. It's another level, which is good though.
Definitely, definitely. I know Stacy gonna probably jump in here in a minute, but you played DB at New Mexico. You played
Yes.
DB. You probably played against who was one of the toughest guys that you had to defend in college and in the pros. Who was one of those guys, man, that was just tough that you know when you had to face him, it was a problem.
I think in college the toughest guy I think I had to go against. I mean, just not just DB, just period as a ball player is a fullback by the name of Lorenzo Neal.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, actually, Rizzo, we played against each other at Fresno State. I was a junior, he was a senior, and actually, my friends, we still talk about that game today because a year previous before that year, I came out of JUCO. They they beat the brake shoes off New Mexico, like 90 something to 14,
What?
98. We're like, yeah, bro, it's like crazy. And I'm like, ain't no
yeah,
way this Panama City boy, Bay County boy, will be on that team and let that happen. Ain't no, I'd have played everything. You ain't gonna beat me like
you better
ever
say
like
it.
that. No, man, we don't get down like that where we're from. No, y'all,
Yeah,
no.
you say it.
And it was
Yeah,
crazy, man. And we watched the film before that, before we played. But Lorenzo, he was a hard nosed, fullback, and I'm coming from the safety spot, because at that time, well, later on, I became like I was like the one of the leading tacklers in the whole whack. So when I came, oh man, them boys, them California boys, and California, Mexico, Texas guys, And when I come back from that bag, bro, I was bringing that shoulder up heat to them. They was like, oh my
yeah,
gosh. They was like, good Lord. Even the
yeah,
coach was like, whoa, we got a game here,
yeah.
folks. And I was coming full
Yeah.
speed. I mean, yeah.
We
So
we
it
know
was.
how
So
them,
I didn't get to see you
we know
play
how them
a
Florida boys
lot
get
of.
down, man.
I didn't get to
Y'all
see
got a
you. Yeah,
reputation, man.
yeah. I didn't get to see you play a lot of college, but I got to see you play in the pros a couple of games with the Packers, and every time I turned around, you tackle. So
Hmm.
who was your hard in the pros? Who was your hardest guard other than Lorenzo Neal?
Um, I tell you what, probably the hardest that I can think about in the league. It's just different. Um,
Mhm.
I was on kick return, punt return, kick return. What? Kick return. No, it was punt return. So I go whatever. And I had to. I forgot the last name was Gray, and this guy, he was a returner, man. He was fantastic. It was a matter of fact, he played with Barry Sanders.
Mel Gray.
And yes, sir.
Mel Gray.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
awesome, man. And
yeah,
it was probably could move, man. He could shake you, and that's probably the hardest because I was an open tackler all day, and he just shucked me a couple times, kind of stuff like that. So I think that's out of all the guys, I think him personally was the hardest to get a hold of. And then it's like we used to in the locker room, in film room, they all talk about they used to watch Barry Sanders, Green Bay, Detroit kind of situation. And they said, listen, just pick an angle and go for him. That's it. Don't try to dance with him. He's going to shake your boots off. That's kind of what he told him, Barry Sanders, straight up.
yeah,
Just, just try to take an angle and that's it.
yeah,
Because he was that slick
yeah.
like that. He was great player, man. Those guys, for Detroit. Yeah.
Did you ever have
Okay.
to go against Sterling Sharp in practice?
No, I mean we practiced a little bit. Sterling was cool. We didn't not because he was a more tight end. I was over. No, not really. No.
Okay.
But I was right there, and it was in Milwaukee when Sterling got hurt.
Oh.
I was right there, and actually, we was playing Atlanta Falcons. That's when it happened, and he got hit. I was like, oh, no big deal. But then they had to pull him off, and that when he found out he had a neck injury. And I remember in the locker room, he was like, the doctor says, either you play again, you can be paralyzed. He was like, that's it. And we won that game actually to get to the playoffs because that's when Brett Favre dove in the end zone and we won the game. So, and my teammate from New Mexico, his name was Eric Jack. He was on the other side and it was like, oh, whoever wins, we go to the playoffs. Now you're looking at Eric like, bro, this is my boy. He was a corner for us. You know what I mean? And I was like, listen, if y'all win, we win. We going to the playoffs, bro. What's up?
Right.
So we won, and we won, and that Sterling got hurt in that game. I'll never forget that game. It was actually the last game in that stadium in Milwaukee they ever played. So
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
So
It was like a away game, but it was a special game to play in Milwaukee for Green Bay and Atlanta.
Wow.
gotcha. So let me ask you this: How did you persuade your mom? I know very well to allow you to travel. Her baby boy traveled to New Mexico to play football.
Let me tell you a little story. What happened? When we came out of high school, and at that time my head wasn't right. To get grades and all that kind of stuff. I wasn't. What do I push me like that, right? So
Right.
my coach actually took myself and my boy Terry Moore to Mississippi. He drove us
Mhm.
by himself to get us. He knew we was D1 material and all that kind of stuff. And grades weren't need to be because you playing ball, we really on folks' grades. So he drives us, to New Mexico. I mean, sorry, Mexico. He drives us to Mississippi, and already she's like, "Oh, well, this guy drives us to Mississippi. No big deal." I think that got in her heart is okay. Well, my son has went away already. He's went like 5-6 hours away. No big deal. And we're driving back and forth to college, that kind of stuff. And so when New Mexico came and got me out of Mississippi, I was like, listen, I'm gonna go. I'm trying to find the farthest way I can go. I mean, I'm trying to wherever I can go and play. That's where I'm going because we looked at New Mexico as it's out there. When I went to visit, I'm like, man, it's a beautiful city and all that kind of stuff. I just told my mom, listen, I'm going to New Mexico. I mean, that's it. And she was like, okay, whatever. You know, you just got to take care of
Yeah.
yourself, kind of stuff. I'll talk to your right things, that kind of stuff. So she would, drive. It was like a 22-hour drive. We drove that 5 times.
Woo.
Yeah.
We're going to school. Yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, it's a great trip, but I wouldn't do it again though. To drive that home.
For five
But that was cool.
times?
Five
Five
times,
times?
bro. 5 times. We had made a 5-time trip, man. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. We didn't get to see you come home that much, but
No, I
talk to
wasn't
me.
coming
Yeah.
home.
Yeah. Talk to me about how important she was in, life decisions after football.
You know what? My mom was always the key part for me of doing well because she taught us how to treat people, and her name. So when I went to play, everywhere I went to play, it was always, hey, what would my mama think about me doing blah blah blah, right? She's right. She wasn't there. Physically, she was there right here and here. That I mean, make sure that I make my mother's name proud of who she is. So that just took that football career, and then in life, even to this very day, that's the things that she taught me, and to do right. You know what I'm saying? And be the
Right.
best I can be.
Right.
That has affected me in every part of my life, bro. That would never change. Because I always refer
See,
back. Okay, what would my mama think about what I'm doing? You know,
right.
or what about this? It just make her name proud forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm living in Baker's son. Period.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
my
Let her
and my
know
boy and my
she was
boys say
certainly she's a great one.
my boys in Panama City say you're a Lynn Ann child. Yes, I am. Yeah.
So
So,
Mhm.
so Ray, what did you like? Who did you like better to play for, the Packers or the New Orleans Saints?
All right, let me go. It's a good question. Great question. Okay, so let me explain to you this way. I love playing for Green Bay. And let me tell you the difference between Green Bay and New Orleans. New Orleans, it coming from a place where we come from, coming from Panama City, playing for Mosley, junior high, Moet, playing Little League, Drummond Park, and all that kind of stuff. I was always part of a great team, great players, great team, great atmosphere, right? So even when I went to Mississippi, I was with great guys, right? And then New Mexico, great guys. So when I go to New Orleans, oh my goodness, it is like as soon as practice over, everybody disappeared. Boom. They just go their own way, whatever. It was it was like playing. If somebody went from playing for Notre Dame, they go all the way down to a D3 school, right? The D3 school would be like New Orleans, and the prime time would be like Notre Dame. So going to Green Bay, it was like going to Notre Dame. I mean, everybody cool, everybody hung out after practice, playing dominoes, checkers, what in the locker room.
Right.
You know what I mean? And nobody rushing home, that kind of stuff. And they were like a team. The town was great. They loved the Packers. I mean, I don't think any place ever, right now, is like Green Bay. I don't think anybody. You walk around town, oh my goodness. They love you, period. I mean,
yeah.
and it's just the atmosphere of Green Bay was a great atmosphere. Now, I wouldn't live there. I'm a Florida boy. Okay. It is freaking like 13 below.
Yeah.
I'll go and
Yeah.
play, but I got to go. Most guys, anyway, when it's over, they're going back to their home state and that kind of stuff anyway. So I love play. I
Right.
play Green Bay is definitely the better team.
Okay.
So
And
I'm
you
gonna
had
play devil's advocate on this question right here. You come from a football family. This I know for a fact. So
Yes.
if Greg, your baby brother,
Hmm.
would have continued the path that you continued on, how great do you think he would have been?
It'd have been great. Great. It's choices. Everybody makes
Yeah.
choices in their life. You know what I mean? We came from the same house, all that kind of stuff. I mean, it just the choices that we make as individuals, we all taught the same thing, right? And when you make certain choices, it take you that way. You had the same skills. A lot of guys, man. a lot, just like my house, but a lot of guys had skills to do things, but they just never applied themselves. They wanted to do this versus this. And one of the phrases my coaches tell us, George Cochran is our head coach. And when I was in high school, he always mentioned about always associate with good people. And that's one thing I've always done. You know what I mean? Is associate with good people, and that way it takes you a certain place. When you associate with bad people doing bad stuff, whatever, it takes you another place. So, fortunately, my brothers have great skills, all of them, every one of them. They all have skills, man, all of us. And it just, some apply, some didn't. And that's just how it is, bro. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm super close to your family, and that's
Yeah.
my family on the outside. So,
Yes, sir.
anything else would you like to ask him, Jody?
Oh, absolutely, because he played the defensive back position.
Yeah,
And
that's my
right now, I
Hmm.
have Patrick Surtain the second as the best cornerback in football.
Mm.
Tell me, who do you think, in your opinion, because you played the position at the highest level, who is the best defensive cornerback in the NFL right now?
Oh, that's a good question, and I can't even tell you. I don't know. Because let me tell you, let me tell you this. Y'all gonna love this one. I was Let me tell you, go back in history real quick. When I was in high school, I was a running back. I was a
Okay.
fullback, right? And I
okay.
played a little outside linebackers. I was just telling about one of my friends,
Yeah,
one of my boys last night. I just talked to his son. He goes he's playing both ways and that kind of stuff. And I was telling him about how I played both ways, but I pretty much was a running back. But I was the aggressive. I was that aggressive running back. I was a guy that that should have been on defense, but I was on offense, and I loved it. As a fullback and stuff. Played against like Derrick Brooks and that kind of stuff.
What?
So, well,
Wait,
yeah,
wait.
oh yeah.
You played against Derrick Brooks?
Oh yeah, in high school. Yeah, yeah. He played at Pensacola, Washington. Yes. Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. D Brooks. Yeah. Yeah. And I used to go against him, you know, and
yeah,
he probably
yeah.
remember. Yeah. Yeah. And I was very strong running back type, but we come from a strong people. You know what I'm saying? So when I went to JUCO, immediately they put me at strong safety,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, okay, and I was like, I'm whatever. And when I played strong safety, that's when things changed for me, right? Now I'm in the position I should be in. And then when I went to New Mexico, because I was tearing Mississippi up. So when New Mexico say, "Hey, come on out here," whatever, they offered me whatever, and the coach asked me a question, said, "Listen, which one you gonna play, strong or free?" And I just asked him, I said, "Which one gets the most action?" He said, "Free." But that's the one I want. He said, "Okay, you're the starter right now." Period. So it gave me a chance to really learn the defensive back skills, more than what I learned. Well, not more. I just took that from junior college here. So I'm like 4 years in playing a DB, like for real. So I had to catch up. Matter of fact, when I went to the league, I had to catch up because a lot of these guys that's playing that been playing all their life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just brand 4 years in. You know what I mean? So I'm picking up things that in practice or whatever. So I was always a player. I'm telling you this. I was always a player. Just played the game. I hated watching football. Hated it. I'd rather
Really?
watch a movie. Yeah, I'd rather watch a movie, play cards, whatever. Any sport, I would just do it. I just put me out there and I play. And this coach was like, man, you just put them out here, you start learning. And that's what happened to me in New Orleans. I just started picking up stuff like real quick. Because these guys I'm playing against, they be DBs all their life. I'm like, okay, what was that? What drill did y'all just do? I never seen that. So I had to pick it up. So when it comes to, looking at a lot of times unless I know somebody playing in the league, I don't watch as much. I mean, I'm now watching a lot of college ball, of course, in prime time, that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
and so I don't really see different players. I just like, somebody asked me, I said, I don't know. I don't really see them. You know what I mean? If I turn the game on for something special, I'll turn it on. But other than that, then I can see I'm watching the game, but I'm watching differently. People are like, no, that was his fault. He did that. He messed up. Oh, man, he got burnt. No, that's safety fault. You know what I'm saying? I can see where he's coming from, see the plays they're running. So I look at it a little bit different. So do I know who is the best? No, because I don't look at him. I'm like, okay, It had to be something seriously for me to get into it. Like, okay. And the only thing I'm doing right now is watching college ball. I'm watching one guy team. That's Colorado. The prime
Oh
time.
yeah.
I mean,
So
just period.
so
That's what I'm watching.
so
Yeah.
with that being said, but on how he's affecting the college game as far as the NIL goes and everything like that.
Say it again. I missed that part.
What so uh what is his do you think the game as far as the NIL goes and far as I hear a lot of scrutiny about him changing the game. How do you feel that he's affected the game as far as a business aspect is concerned?
Well, let me just say this two things. Let me get it to, because what Dion has done to me, and I can, because he went to a school that's one and whatever, right? That's New Mexico, right? That's Albuquerque. That's when we went out
Mhm,
there. We couldn't, if we had that same
mhm.
thing they had today, it would be a whole different ballgame. So for him
Yeah,
changing the thing around and using the system, because there's a business side of the college they don't talk about, right? I think it's good and bad. The good thing is because let's say when I went to New Mexico, I had a coach, great coaches, But what if my coach left, right? And I'm stuck there. Back in the days, if you got a scholarship, you're stuck there. That's it. You couldn't go nowhere. Well, I think when this
right.
opened it up, not only can the kid go somewhere else that he wants to play, but also he can get involved and make money. Because you can't when you're in on scholarship, you can't do jack squat. You got a scholarship check and that's it. You can't work because like me personally, we were from a working family. We all worked all the time. So, hey, I want to make some money. I need to go work, right? But the scholarship, you can't work. So, but at the same time, if your school is taking your name, put it all in place, oh, Ray Wilson, this person, that person, whoever it is, they're making money from your name and that kind of stuff, and you get zero, even though they're paying your college for you, right? But I personally think they get
Right.
way over that, right? And I'm not saying myself, but just in general, they get way more money than that. But you don't get anything but a scholarship and see you later. That's all. So I think it's good and bad.
Mhm.
It's good that these kids can do something, make money, whatever. But also, it could be bad because some of these kids, like, oh, they think they're better than what they think they are. Hey, I'm good. I think I'm gonna go in this portal. I'm gonna go to Alabama. Okay, and you don't get nothing. Now you stuck because once you go in the portal, that's kind of it.
Yeah,
That's what I understood.
yeah,
You can't say, well, I'm going to go back to New Mexico. Oh, no, let's go.
Right.
You're done. So it can, I think the whole thing has to be talked about, it has to be educated, and people have to be educated about it. But what Dion has done is pull that out, getting people money where it needs to be, and using it the right way. I'm sure when he's teaching his kids, his boys, he's teaching them also about how to use this system, right, for your best advantage. You know what I'm saying? So I think under that his leadership, you can't go wrong. And business, and academic, all that kind of stuff. He's a man. Stacy, go ahead.
Do you believe that he's going to take an NFL job, or you think he's going to
No,
take for his career? Dion's
no,
opinion.
I think prime time is only going to college, right? I don't think he made it a good point one day. He says I couldn't go to league because I would go to jail. And like I said, because the way guys their mindset, their mindset is different from where he played and where I played. The mindset of players are different. These guys are almost like I hate to say it, but like almost like crybabies,
Yeah.
right? You could have this same guy play today. Back in those days, they wouldn't. I don't know if they could play like that. And their mindset is different, right? So he has a way of playing, a way of all on and off the
yeah,
field. And if somebody came across saying some crazy mess, he might just, strike you. You're a grown man, right? These grown men. This ain't no boys, these grown men. So even though a lot of guys respect him, I think he doesn't want
yeah,
that. He wants to train these guys to get them to there, right? And I think he's doing a fantastic job of giving these guys the opportunity. If you want to make it one day, you have to do this. You may not make it, right? But at least you get an opportunity to make it. And while you in college, make some money here doing that, whatever. But and go and just be a better man. In period. You know, take
yeah.
this lifestyle, this life, and take it to another world, the business world, wherever you're going to do it. You know what I'm saying? So
Amen.
I just think he's really doing a fantastic thing for this whole college thing. He's stirring things up, man, which he should. So I don't think he
Amen.
ever go to the league. I don't think he will ever go. I think if he did, it'll be a disservice for him, right? You got a lot of kids that you got a lot of parents that want their sons to do well, right? So these guys might think about NFL, whatever, and it like maybe two or like a small percent is gonna even get a chance. The rest of y'all gonna be in the real world. So stay there, get these guys right for the real world, and make their sons men. And that's what he's doing.
Yeah, man.
So I don't think he don't need to go over there. These guys are men.
Okay.
No, don't go over
That
there.
makes a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
I know Stacy probably got one more. You watch Colorado football. You say you've been watching those guys. What makes Shedeur Sanders so special at the quarterback position?
Well, let me tell you something. When he said, I've never seen him play, right, first. And then I know he had Tom Brady, coming out and whatever. But when I seen him in his skill level, and I was watching that first game, I said, this boy should be in the league right now. He is literally like you playing like you in the league. Like for real. Like you might jump in the league right now and play just as well as some of the other guys. That's how well he's playing. And he's so calm back there. It's just for your dad and their dad's friends, all these guys around the league is coaching you and training you and the wisdom you get it. Oh, bro, you already ready. You don't get that. That's a special thing. And you have the skills. You're not just his son. You actually have the skills to play like that for real. You got that. You got that. So if I don't see him in the Heisman running, we got a problem.
I got
for real.
Like,
we got a real problem, and not because his son, because what he's doing. You better give him some love. He is doing it up. So, but whatever.
Yeah. So with that being said, who is your top 5 Heisman candidates?
Well, I don't know. I'm just because I'm just focused on that one. I'm just focused on one. I ain't even looked at other guys. I don't even know. I'm just focused on Colorado. That's it. I don't even care about Willie.
I got you.
Real quick. Hey, Stacy, the top 5 for me at the 5 position. I got Sam Hartford, quarterback from Notre Dame. 10 touchdowns, no interceptions. Went in there and beat NC State. That's a huge game on the road. NC State a lot better than what people give them credit for. At 4, I got Michael Penix Jr. out there watching the hefty lefty. Had another 400-yard game. They did beat Boise State. That's the only team they played against, but got Washington 2-0. At 3, I got what's my guy at 3? I think another quarterback. I know it's another quarterback.
Caleb Williams. I know you got Caleb Williams.
No, I got Caleb at 2. Caleb at 2. And then at number 1, I got Shedeur Sanders. Of course, after
we got number 1. Okay.
He averaged 77.5% completion percentage. He has over 900 yards in only 2 games. He has 6 touchdowns, no interception. He got another rushing touchdown. The kid is playing phenomenal football, man. And then my number 3, I don't know why I can't think of my number 3, but don't count out Jordan Travis out of Florida State.
Okay. Well, I was gonna go with him as my number 1 because I'm a Seminole. So
cut it out. Cut it out, man.
I gotta go with Jordan Travis at number 1, Shedeur Sanders at number 2, and my man Hunter at number 3, and then I got Caleb Williams at 4. Yeah. And Tyler is that him from with the Buffaloes? He was supposed to be at Florida State, but that's another story. Travis Hunter. And then I got my man, the hefty lefty, at number 5.
Oh, hold on. Number 3 was Ben Euler from Texas, the quarterback. He went and beat Alabama at Alabama. He threw for over 300 yards. He has 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, I see him.
Hey, he was supposed to be. He started at Ohio State. Now he's starting quarterback at Texas. Ohio State could definitely use him right now, and he's only a sophomore. Hey, the draft next year. These guys as sophomores, they got to play one more year. Hey, Ray, that draft is going to be amazing. You got Travis Hunter is
Yeah.
going to be in the draft. You got Euless going to be in that draft. You're going to have some studs in that draft, man. And, hey, you go beat Alabama in Alabama. You got to be a Heisman Trophy candidate at some point.
Let me jump in and tell you too is with all the guys, whatever. At the end of the day, of course, with Deion Son Sanders, Deion Son and whoever getting guys, they're gonna have to play more games. Right now it's starting out great, right? Everything's starting great. It's just how that at the end of the day, how's the season? How do you finish up in the season, right? When you lose or whatever it may be, that's gonna tell the telltale sign is okay. Because really, if you're gonna, because I don't remember having ever been on a team that didn't win. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember that. You have your team got to be great. You know what I mean? Got to be good. So, well, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you're right. Well, maybe you're right. But
yeah, I was.
That's a different breed for yeah.
Yeah, I was home last week. So were you for a very special person's homegoing, and I got a chance to see your alma mater just put the beat down on Arnold High School. What did you feel about that?
Well, you know what? With Mosley, my high school here, with Mosley doing the thing, right now is great to play people in town. But let's talk about when you go to Tallahassee, Pensacola, wherever it is, playing somebody outside of Bay County. Then we have to see what you really got going on. Hopefully, you keep it up. You know what I'm saying? You got to play somebody outside there to really test it and see if y'all really got that, right? And matter of fact, I will be there on the 29th at that homecoming game, with that the 50-50 or 50 for 50.
Okay.
Be there for that one. So we'll see, And what that is, they taking the 50 top 50 players and
I got my last question.
So one more question. Go ahead.
My last one, hey Stacy, I gotta ask Ray this. Who was the better athlete, you or Ray? Ray or Stacy? Who was the better athlete?
I'm just average, bro. I'm just okay, man. I mean,
obviously he was. And that's that. I'm gonna segue that into my question. When you didn't get drafted or you went undrafted, was that motivation? Was that motivation for you to play harder and show out a little bit better?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you a quick story. Yeah. So when I got the call, hey, I remember New Orleans coming looking at me, Philly and Atlanta, I think it was, and somebody else. But anyway, so when I got on the team, I'm thinking, I didn't have anybody talking to me about how the league work, and I had nobody to talk to. So I'm just playing like I normally play in little league, everywhere else. I play, whoever the best player wins. But that's not how the league works, right? That's just a different ball game. So when I went out there again, Bay County, here when I went to New Orleans, I played like I normally play. I play when you step on the field. This is how we talk at Moses.
Yeah.
It is on right then. It ain't no you on offense, I'm on defense. Period. And we about to get it. I mean, that's it. To the point where this is a fact. To the point where Coach Moore was my coach and Jim Moore was my position coach, which is his son.
Okay.
And that's all playing Sam Mills in New Orleans. I was literally hitting these guys so hard. This is no joke. In practice, Jim Moore screamed at the top of his lungs and said to him, all these two say, Wilson, you don't hit people like that. What? I mean, I was like, what? Exactly. Dude, I'm telling you, I was hitting him so hard. It didn't make it who you are. I was coming in with the show enough. I'm from Bay County, and this is how we play football. I don't know about y'all, the punks, but this is how we play. Right? Y'all talking this, but I'm gonna show you something. I don't talk, bro. I'm a real deal. 1621 4th Avenue, baby. This is how we come with it.
Yeah, they don't know. They
That's
don't know.
Hey, y'all Florida boys are legendary around the country. Trust me. We know how y'all get down there, man. For
We get
sure.
down for real. We all about that. I mean, yeah. And then all when you get off the field,
We're
take
that.
it off. Don't take it off the field. Leave it on the field. You know what I mean?
Oh,
That's
no
it.
doubt. No doubt. But
There you
y'all,
Leave it on
go.
the field.
so many players out of your state. And I don't know if it's something in that water down there y'all got, man, but
Yeah.
y'all can run like the wind.
Yeah,
And
man.
like I said, we got some athletes come up here from Ohio, but
Yeah.
y'all got to be the top state. Y'all are
Yeah.
California. Y'all boys can play down there. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, man. We breed them, bro. We breed them. It's a warehouse. They make it in a warehouse over
Where we at?
here.
When you go
Yeah.
for your when you go visit a school, they ask you immediately where you from, and if you say Florida, oh the answer, oh you got that ride.
Right. Already know. You sought after. You sought after.
Yeah,
Okay, you're bored. Come on in. Come on in.
yeah. So you got that ride.
Yeah.
That's their
Right.
so we're glad to have you, big homie. We
Yeah,
wanna
bro.
we want to thank you and want to invite you back as many times as you like, and
All right.
and I hope to see you this weekend or next weekend.
Yeah. Yeah. In 2 weeks, man. 2 weeks.
Hey, it's definitely been a
Okay,
pleasure.
yeah. Well,
You too.
it has been a pleasure, and we got to talk more. And
Yes, sir.
want to get you back on the show as soon as possible.
All right, then, guys.
All right, brother.
Nice chatting with you.
Love you, kid.
All right. Love you. Talk to you. Okay.